When last we wandered these myriad plains. The apparition fades away, leaving you alone in the deserted halls of the mausoleum. We shall take our leave.
Updated my journal.
And our
Right.
2000 experience. Thank you very much. And still, we journey on. Alright, friends, let's turn in this quest. If Narosh will deign to speak to me. Yes. You see Narosh. He is pulling at one of his spikes of hair and using it to scratch a spot on his face. And again, we think he'd look better with dreadlocks. I found out what was going on in the mausoleum. The dead sleep again.
Updated my journal.
Narosh's lines of worry smooth out as you speak. Thanks, Givai. He reaches into his robes and draws forth a small bag, which he hands to you. Copper coin, twice 100. Thanks. Glad I could help. Farewell. Alrighty then. Shall we continue our journey? We will be coming back here several times as time passes.
Done.
For now, let's go south. Actually, I think I'm going to take a quick rest to hopefully get into the daylight areas, daylight hours, when it's less dangerous. Not in the crypt, though. Down here, with our buddy, who we saved from a dead contract. Yes, I had some questions. Do you mind if I rest here? Thanks. Hello, Lady of Pain. Alright, is it daylight outside? Come on now, there we go. Aha, great. Let's do a save, shall we?
Done.
Okay. Down to the south. We need to more thoroughly inspect where the smoldering corpse bar is. There's a harlot. Hive dwellers. Harlots and hive dwellers. That's all there is here. Mourns for trees. That's an interesting name. Hello? You see a tired-looking, sorrowful old man who is gazing at the ash-dead tree in front of him. He is mumbling to himself and tapping his chin as if trying to figure something out. Occasionally, he shakes his head sadly. Greetings. He seems momentarily startled as you interrupt his train of thought. He speaks in a calm, unhurried tone, but one full of sadness. Oh, greetings to you, friend. How's this day find you? It finds me well. He smiles, but sorrow still lies in his eyes. That's good, friend. Hope your good fortune continues. He seems about to turn back to the tree. And how does this day find you? He shrugs slightly and prefers a bit of a smile. Fortune finds me well, though I'm saddened just the same. Well, why's that? He pats the tree beside him. It's the trees here, in the hive. They're dying, friend, and no one cares. Seeing the look on your face, he holds his hands up, as if to silence you for a moment. It may not matter to some, but it's important to me. I feel it's a shame to see the last tatters of life and beauty in this ward left, uncared for, to die. Can you understand that, friend? Yes, you're right. It is a sad thing. He seems surprised and blurts out, Really? Oh, I mean, wonderful. Perhaps you would... He pauses and seems suddenly suspicious. He recomposes himself, speaking in his usual slow manner. In any case, that's good. I suppose you have some questions for me now, as I break the fourth wall. No, not just yet. What is it you were going to ask? For the first time, the man seems genuinely happy. Beaming, he explains, It's difficult for anything to survive here. Just look around and you'll see what I mean. Friend, I'm not sure if it's possible for the trees to thrive here, even if they somehow were to get enough light and clean water. Well, go on. He nods enthusiastically. But if enough people care, really want them to live, I just know they'll survive. They'll turn green again and flourish. What? That makes no sense. He smiles knowingly, shaking his head. You're new here. I can see that now. You don't understand how things work in Sigil, friend. Belief is everything here. Everything. You could be right. I am right. I'm certain of it. A sense of conviction surrounds him like an aura. He seems so unlike the man you first spoke to. And that's all I ask of you, friend. Just care for them. Hope for their recovery. In time, should enough people want it, it will come to pass. Can you do that for me, friend? Truth. Yes. I'll help. Excellent, my friend, excellent. I thank you. You've given me back my confidence, my purpose. Perhaps I can find others like you who'll listen. Perhaps we'll make a difference. What about your companions, friend? Would you speak to them on my behalf? Mort, what do you think? Huh? Oh yeah, Chief, sure. Whatever you say. I'm serious, Mort. Can you make the effort? Mort looks at you for a while, silently, then nods. Yeah, I can. If it's that important to you, I'll do it. Thanks. Dakan, could you help this man? One finds your request most intriguing. Trees in the hive, like cities in limbo. They would stand as a testament to the will of the people, not to bow to that which would surround and devour them, to take what has been thrust upon them or left behind and made good of it. I, too, will care for these trees. Thanks. I had some questions, Morn. He nods, awaiting your question. Any change to the trees yet? Yes, friend, there has been. It's so slight you can barely see it. But look, fresh sap from the trunk and a handful of new buds. It's only a matter of time now. I thank you again for giving me hope once more. My pleasure, but I had some other questions. He nods, awaiting your question. Who are you? I am called Mourns for Trees by the people here, friend. All right. Why are all the trees dying? Just look at your surroundings, friend. Can you imagine anything having an easy life here? Besides the wretched conditions, the Dabus rarely come to this part of Sigil. And why is that? The hive's a dangerous place, but that's not it. The Dabus have the lady watching over them, and no one's foolish enough to tangle with her, friend. I suppose it's really an account of Fel. Who is Fel? Fel? He's, well, friend. I'll just say he's the only Dabus that doesn't serve the lady. I don't know the whole dark of it, as you say, but he's shunned by his fellows and lives here, alone in the hive. He runs a tattoo parlor, but most of Sigil is wary of the place. Tell me about this tattoo parlor. Fel's parlor is only a few buildings east of here. It is marked with his personal symbol, a white oval pierced by a lightning bolt. I've never been there myself, but as I understand it, he's able to turn images from his speech. You know, Dabus' speech in images, yes? Rebus's. Yes, go on. He nods. So somehow, able to turn images from his speech into tattoos. And not just ordinary inkings either. I'm told there's magic about them. And more than just in their marking. More than just in their making. I don't know much else about it, though. So, what about the place is there to be wary of? Well, friend, since he turned from the lady, many people think it's just a matter of time before her shadows fall on him. No one wants to be about when and if that happens, I'm sure. You don't have, any idea of how he came to be shunned? Like I said, friend, I'm not too sure. I've only heard vague rumors about him being on the wrong side of the issue when some power tried to butt heads with the lady. You could always try and ask him, friend. I'm told he's friendly enough, if not a little odd. Some power? A deity, friend? A god? Normally the lady has no problems with the likes of them, as she keeps their lot out of Sigil entirely. His name was Oscar, but I don't know much about the affair. His name was? The man nods gravely. As I understand it, the lady destroyed him. I wouldn't forget that. If you would ever consider messing about with one of her or her servants. I had other questions. Oops. Wrong button. I had other questions. I'm looking for a man named Farad. I'm sorry, friend. When I first came here, I spoke to many people, but I don't remember anyone by that name. All right. One more question. I'm looking for a journal I've lost. I can't recall seeing one anywhere. Where do you last remember having it, friend? I couldn't say. Farewell. Well, there is... Oh, we got an alignment change. Really? Let's see about that, shall we? All right. We are neutral good. All right, so we have shifted our alignment from true neutral to neutral good. That's a step. We've got a long way to go, though.
Done.
Okay, who else is there to talk to? More harlots. Angry hive dweller.
Done.
We can't go up through there, it looks like. Another angry hive dweller. And a hive tout. Who's this? Harlot. Wonderful. Oops. These barrels are probably here to catch rainwater. The only thing that fills them is dust. Okay. I guess this right here is Fel's tattoo parlor. This here is a fake door, right? Oh, we just got attacked. Yeah. Oh, we can examine the door? Okay. Just stone. Well, leave it alone. Alright, let's prepare ourselves, friends. Mort, I want you to go and engage. because you have good, well,
Okay.
pathfind
Sure,
yourself.
why not?
Let's get him. There we go. Everybody on this one. Silly hive thugs, trying to rob such well-armed and skillful adventurers as us.
I'm gone.
Rusty dagger. I don't want the rusty dagger. Thank you anyway. Oh, there's one more. He just was having issues getting at us.
Damn.
Pathfinding seems to be poor for the NPCs as well.
All right.
Alright, come on now.
Right.
Get it. Thank you very much for the copper commons, friend. Who else is down here? More harlots. Okay, well, unpause.
All right.
Harlot, harlot, harlot. Angry hive dwellers. Lots of angry hive dwellers. Ooh, barking wilder. Let's see what we've got in our inventory. We've got 511 copper. We could try to buy a tattoo, but what are our stats? It's been a little while since I've played. We got 14 charisma. Okay. I have an important purchase to make in the bar first, though, so I want to make sure I have enough money for that before I go buying tattoos. This wild-eyed man is hunched over, snarling and giving low growls. It looks like he hasn't trimmed his hair in years. It's so long that it forms a veil over his eyes. He has a long, stringy mustache, caked with grease and sweat, and the tips of the mustache droop so much that they have become tangled in his ragged beard. We have to be very careful with this guy because interacting improperly with him will give us chaotic points, and we don't want those. Greetings. The man stops in mid-snarl, and he reaches up to part the curtain of hair that covers his eyes. As his withered hand pulls away his dirty locks, several strange, puce-colored bugs fall from his hair and scatter across the cobbles. Behind the cloak of hair, the man's flesh is moon-pale and creased with wrinkles. His thick, bushy eyebrows form a V as he stares at you. "And my take the moon fly too." Well, take your hand and fly to the moon. Not today, my friend. The man frowns, but his eyebrows tilt upwards in a reverse V even, creating a bizarre expression. You have no idea how he accomplished the facial expression, but it makes you uncomfortable, watching the muscles beneath his face shift into new patterns. You can't tell whether he's angry, curious, both, or neither. Sing, kiss, speak, a man answers prefer a woodwoman heart. A single kiss speaks a woman's heart, but a man's answer is what you would prefer? Very well then, but know this, my answer is a question, and an answer from you is what I would prefer. The man seems mesmerized by your voice. With every word you speak, a light flickers in his eyes. Barking wilder, I am. Wanting. Asking, you may. You may, and I will. Who or what are you? Kayash! He stutters out the word, as if having difficulty getting his tongue around it. Some say thou sex. I soaks chaos men. Men no. Nem no. Men yes. Three no's make a yes. He hunches down on his knees and begins to rock back and forth, singing in a childlike soprano. Chaos men, hop along home, affection it is, yet we are alone. So, you are one of the Chaos Men. Very well. I had some other questions. He claps his hands delightedly, like a child at a festival, then gives a howling shout. Question! Question! I am looking for a man named Farad. Do you know of him? Barking Wilder shrugs, then responds in a sing-song voice. Farad, not fair, not odd, dost not, help not. He growls to himself, as if to clear his throat. Maybe you lose him first, then ask me. Then fair odds it will be. To lose him, I'd have to find him first. I had some other questions. I'm looking for a lost journal. Do you know where I might find one? And this gentleman is one of the very few who will give us a decent answer to this question. He frowns, squints his eyes shut, then opens them back up. When he speaks again, his voice is level and straightforward. It's like a different, saner person is speaking. The effect is eerie. More than one lost, more than one must you find. Each part of you had one, so more than one must you find. He blinks and shakes his head for a moment, as if surprised at himself, then chuckles uneasily. Can you tell me where at least one of them is?
Updated my journal.
He looks like he is about to object, then suddenly his left fist comes up and smacks him in the temple. He howls in response, then suddenly stops, blinking. One is in a cupboard in your guest room in the Hall of the Sensates, and another is on the walls of a tomb sealed deep beneath the city where the stones weep. The others are... Before he can finish, his right fist comes up and smashes him in the face, causing him to yowl again. He blinks and shakes his head for a moment, as if surprised at himself, then smiles uneasily. Where are these other journals? Barking Wilder shrugs, watching you warily. Other places, maybe. He gulps. I don't think we can get more answers out of him, but I'm going to try one more to see if we can get more dialogue. We'll go with asking about the Hall of the Sensates. Where's that? Yep, doesn't seem to recall. Alright, forget it then. I'll try and find it on my own. Well, that's one tree with a snapped branch too many. Mort rolls his eyes. No sense chatting with Zalcetex, Chief. They're a barmy bunch. Who are the Zalcetex again? They're a faction who don't have any rules, except don't keep one thought in their head for too long. They're sometimes called Chaosmen. No need to explain why. How do they get members? They just seem to attract members like flies. Well, members that are crazy or chaotic enough, I suppose. I don't think they have any recruiters, though you can't really say anything about them for sure. I see. Well, thanks for the information, Mort.